What's going on, guys? The Strong Boys 19 here. So I'm back at it once again for another update. There's going to be two videos coming up after this one. The first one's going to be a concert review from last night of seeing Rebecca Downs and the support band Big Wolf Band. And the second video will be on the Erebor band promotion video. You have to excuse me for the way I talk because I've been going through a bit of another cold, so that's a pain in the ass. But I'm very happy to give you another update on which records I bought. Some of them I bought from Swordfish Records, and the other couple of records I bought from a different record store that I've been to called Polar Bear Records. So this is just going to be in a random pile. So yeah. Let's get started. Some Girls by the Rolling Stones. This album is just a classic. This is not an original, but it does contain the die-cut sleeve, which is absolutely awesome. And this is, well, in all honesty, their last classic record. I mean, there are some of the other records after Some Girls that are really good, like Tattoo You, for example. And some really above average ones, like Emotional Rescue, in my opinion. But still love this record. Very happy to have that one. The Beatles for Sale. I have now all of their studio albums in my collection. So this was the missing studio album from the Beatles. And I'm really glad that I bought it. The only record I need to buy to complete the entire discography is the Yellow Submarine soundtrack. I can see why this is a very underrated album. It has some of their best tracks on here. 8 Days a Week, love that song. And their cover of rock and roll music is fantastic. Other really good songs on here like Babies in Black, Kansas City, and their awesome Buddy Holly cover of Words of Love. Not an original, it's on the stereo. So, yeah, that's that one. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, So Far. Really great compilation. Love this cover. Done by Joni Mitchell. This has a mixture of tracks from the first two albums. And it's just great. And it does contain Find the Cost of Freedom and their great protest track, Ohio. So that's that one. Captain Beefheart and his magic band, Doc at the Radar Station. I've been wanting to get back into Captain Beefheart for the longest time because it's been absolutely ages since I have last listened to him. But this album, from what I can remember, has always been one of my most favourite albums from his discography. This is a later pressing on the Virgin label, not an original, but this is still an absolutely fantastic album. Now, you may hear some bit of music in the background. Obviously, I had to turn it down because of the stricter copyright ridiculous rules from YouTube, but this is my favourite record I purchased whilst I was at Polar Bear Records. This is the second UK pressing on Obscure Records of Discreet Music by Brian Eno. And there's the label. And I never knew that this was one of Bowie's favourite albums. And I'm listening to the second half of the album, which is all classical minimalist compositions. The title track, Discreet Music, which is the first half of the album, is seriously one of his very best ambient pieces, which I love it so much. And this is really one of my most favourite Eno albums. It did take me quite a long while to appreciate from the second half, but I really, really like it now. Now, here is a record from a band that I really want to get into. They are as praised as other rock bands like the Allman Brothers Band. And even though this band, musically and from their discography, is different to the Allman Brothers, but I've heard great things about them. The Grateful Dead, and this is their album, Working Man's Dead. This is a later pressing on the Warner Brothers label. This is a country rock, folk rock oriented album, and it's wonderful. Great, beautiful acoustic guitars, the vocals, the harmonies. You know, it's a record that I really wanted to check out because I've heard some high acclaimed reviews on this, and I'm sure that some of you guys will recommend me some of their other stuff. But yeah, that's that one. Cream, Wheels of Fire. Now this is not the double album pressing. This is some unusual pressing which does only contain the studio album of Wheels of Fire. Don't get me wrong, the second half of the album from the Fillmore East is really, really good. This is not my favorite Cream album, Disraeli Gears is, but I think this is really one of Cream's strongest albums on the Polydor label, and love this cover art as well. And I think Cream's Clapton's best band. And I'm really pleased to have a trilogy of their albums. I guess I could buy Goodbye Cream, which is my least favourite from their discography, but it does have moments of good. Now this is a remastered audiophile pressing of Gong's album Camembert Electrique on the Actuel label. I've never owned a record through this record label before, but Gong, seriously one of the best experimental, psychedelic, proggy type bands ever. And I absolutely love their album You, which is a classic album in my opinion. I've heard excellent, great reviews on Flying Teapot to Angel's Egg. The cover of Angel's Egg really caught my eye, so I'm going to check that one out. And of course, Flying Teapot. But Camembert Electrique, not as strong as You in my opinion, but this is a really great Gong album. David Allen's such a genius. Here's an album from a band that I've never ever heard of before, and it's from this band called Arjakel. I might have mispronounced that. Where's the name? There it is. There it is right there. Really cool, very underappreciated, quite underrated gem of psychedelic rock music, and the vocals did remind me of Jack Bruce from Cream, and the second half of this album's one of these weird, tripped out psychedelic trips. This is a really, really great album. I was really surprised by how good it was. Anyway, now this last one is not a vinyl, but this is the 40th anniversary edition of a Sun Ra film called Space is the Place. And I have not seen the film at all, so the movie is on this side, and the soundtrack is at the back of the book. Lots and lots and lots of different pictures of Sun Ra, and you know, tell me what you think of Sun Ra's Space is the Place movie. And I really wanted to check out the album because I've heard that's like an avant-garde jazz masterpiece. So yeah, I've got to watch the movie and listen to the soundtrack. Space is the Place by Sun Ra. Anyways, guys, so I do have a another record to show you, but I'll save that for a different video, and I will be back to do more of these updates, obviously. And also, by the way, there's a YouTuber, VC member that I would like you to check out, Kelsey, also known as Rock and Roll Soul 77. I've discovered her channel not too long ago, watched a lot of videos, and her collection of records, awesome, great stuff. She loves artists from Creedence Clearwater Revival to the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, and the Eagles, Sabbath, and she does have a really great taste in music. So I will leave the link to her channel down below in the description, and she has half of 300 subscribers, so please give her some support. Thank you guys for watching, and I will keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.